So need to activate that for the stream. Good. Hooray. Just say something quickly, just so I. Yeah, it's not. Hang on. Try again. There we go. There we go. I'm just checking because your audio wasn't coming through.
No, that's good.
So that's all working. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. So it is live. So what I'm going to do is also I'm going to tweet this out, just so people.
I'm watching the stream at the same time, by the way.
Right.
Yeah.
I've got several things happening at once here, so I'm hoping the internet will be alright. It should be. Recently got a new router.
We can only hope. So
I'm now officially got Wi-Fi 6, hooray. Fucking finally post that out. But yeah, to me, I've got Reese downloading from me. I've got obviously this voice call happening with you, and then obviously we've got the live stream and that as well. So yeah, we'll give everyone a minute to poke up and that. But should probably mention what we're going to be discussing in this live stream if it wasn't already obvious by the title. We're going to be discussing the upcoming first wave of B&M stuff coming out, and then we're going to go on we might switch in between and discuss the season 25 Blu-ray, which also got announced the other day, because I've got a few things to say about that.
So do I. Well, we all have something to say about it.
I mean, I have pre-ordered it. So, when it does show its face and that, then I will at that point, talk. I forgot what I was talking about, actually.
We have a certain liar who's refusing to join.
Ooh. Yeah, I was apparently lucky with my... by the way, I was actually apparently lucky with my sonic screwdriver, because I have a friend called Reese. He ordered 2 from Forbidden Planet, exactly the same as me. His box had a hole in it, and which had actually gone all the way through and managed to pierce one of the boxes in his. So he's messaged Forbidden Planets, and hopefully they'll get back to him. So yeah, and also you can't take them back to Forbidden Planet either. Like, if the online store is a completely separate entity. Plus, he lives in Scotland, so it's completely separate, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm just gonna open in a new tab the images of the Davros and setting that, so we can hopefully then begin. By the way, Tom, what was your thoughts on this Sonic release?
Frankly, I haven't seen much of it, other than it is just the bog standard Sonic but gold. But what I'm gonna guess is it's most likely, I don't know, I'm just gonna guess that it's probably using either the sound effects from the retail release or...
No, it's using... It does have the one... So it's basically a hybrid. It's basically the exact same as the online exclusive, except it doesn't have the chrome finish. And I think for the price, really, I don't know, I'm debating whether about the price, because obviously, since it's Forbidden Planet exclusive, Forbidden Planet obviously, want to make as much on that exclusivity thing, but I really think, though, for the price, it really should have been chrome plates in that for the price. If it was, I still do like it, but yeah, I mean, I've done a review on it, talking about it extensively for longer than I initially thought, but I don't plan on getting any more 14th Dr. Sonic screwdrivers. obviously if they release yet another variant that is different,
I mean,
a different color, then
like,
maybe.
At this point for 14 Sonic, what's kind of the point? Because we're now going to get 15 Sonic. And that
Yeah.
will have a bunch of
Well, I think the only
releases.
reason this was released now is basically to finally milk this for what it was worth. I mean, they've had 3 releases out of this. 3 releases, and yeah, I think they've kind of just milked it. 3 releases within a year, actually, if I remember. Is it within a year? Or just about?
Just about.
Yeah, so three different releases within a year. And you can actually buy all 3 different variants right now, because the online exclusive is still available on the store. And also, Forbidden Planet, at least my one, had both versions in, so both of them were available. So at the moment, you can buy all 3 if you didn't have any of them. Obviously, it would cost you, actually, just shy of £80 to get all of them. But yeah,
That was my one going.
that was your one.
Everybody heard that.
But anyway, since we're all up and running, let's first of all we'll talk about Davros, or as I've nicknamed him, Greyros. So
I call him Sickly Davros.
That's interesting. Why? There we go.
No, wait. Corpse Davros.
Whatever you want to call him. So Grey Davros, or Ill Davros, whatever Davros, takes your fancy. But here he is, and yeah, his skin does appear to be grey, which it isn't. His skin is very much, a sort of a brownish colour with a few washes and that on top, with a bit of a black wash over the top. It should not be this colour. Now, it could be the lighting, it could be the picture itself, we don't know, because at the time of recording, at the time we're doing this live stream, this is all we've got to go off. So, there's arguments to be made, but yeah, I bet you, the thing is though, if this was RTD, he would go, oh yeah, this is how Davros is now, because, him having brown skin like that, that's offensive. I would not be surprised if if it was RTD, I would not be surprised if that was the reason. Oh, and the fact that I've said this now, if Aldebar happens to see this live stream, if he uses that excuse, you know where he's got it from. If he uses that excuse, or any excuse like that of changing the skin colour like that, you know where he's got it from. You heard it here first.
There's a part of me that wants to make a joke about the Dave Goodison mask, because if memory serves, it's been a while since I last saw Destiny. Wasn't his mask a little bit grayer at that point?
No, it wasn't grey. No, it was basically, to be honest, Michael Wisher's was more grey, and that this is a better match for Michael Wisher's one than it is Terry Malloy's. But no, David Goodison's was actually the opposite. His was more of a crispy brown, basically because the mask had been, for the most part, sitting on a dummy in the Doctor Who Museum in Blackpool for years and years, and obviously with all this lighting and that constantly on it and that, and it exposed and everything, it wasn't in the best nick. Bits of that...
Short to the point, it was left to rot.
Well, the thing is, bits of that mask do survive in Neil Cole's museum, which I've done videos on. But yeah, that mask does survive, sort of. It was basically like a flat pancake, a crispy flat pancake, but nevertheless, and basically.
They put pancakes on the mind.
Yeah, well, anyway, but there's that. But also, there's the obvious thing of this section here on the left. This was clearly designed to be a window box initially, but obviously it's not. It's a blister card. And because of that, this section, it's basically, the problem is that this box here, it doesn't have a support structure around this section here. It doesn't have any support around that post. So, yeah, it was clearly, like, I think Alderar probably thought of, it'll be like the creation of the Dalek set where he's allowed to do the window box for the Davros, and then, it doesn't. Because also worth noting on why I believe also this was meant to be a window box. You can just about see in the background, it's got a custom backdrop, which I think that is meant to be the display in the Dalek spaceship, in the Imperial Dalek spaceship, because if we take a quick look at the Resurrection set, you can see it's just got the standard, blue sort of background.
Yeah, I would say it is based on the Dalek mothership control
Yeah,
room.
something along those lines. I mean, it's hard to see, but unfortunately, the problem is the shape of the figure as well, because you can't do the trick what I do with the Dalek sets, where I basically cut along the bottom and then cut along the sides with a Stanley knife, so then I can remove them and then put them back in. You can't do that really with this Davros.
Yeah,
At least
time it's like, no, you have to get the figure up.
because basically, I mean, he's roughly an hourglass figure. He's large at the bottom and he's large at the top, but he's thin in the middle. So, yeah, I've been trying to wrap my brain on how you could possibly go about this. I mean, there is one solution to it, in that basically you cut round the entirety of the plastic all the way around, and then you can lift it out, and then it would preserve the backdrop. But when you put him, if you were to then put him back in, he wouldn't like properly stay in like he used to. So, yeah, I don't know. I've been wrapping my brains a bit about how to possibly do it. 'Cause obviously, I'll give it a go when I have it. But yeah, I'd be very nervous as well about putting a knife anywhere near this top section here, which is, it's very easy to take the paint off there. So, I don't know. It could be a case of you might just be better ripping it off. Like, if you have no skills with a Stanley knife, and that, if you're nervous and that about, I recommend, just ripping it off. Because out of the two, I'd rather have the ripped box than have the figure itself damaged. Yeah. But also, people are saying he's going to be £15. Aldevar said he's going to be £15. I can't find any sources on that. Like, any official source.
There doesn't appear to be any sources regarding the price.
Well, there is.
£50.
There is a price resource.
I was saying of it being £15.
Of it being 15, right? Because
you kind of talked over
right.
me while I was still speaking.
Well, anyway, the resource that I got, because remember when this initial leak came out, or round about then, basically there was information on there talking about the prices of the figures, and it basically said the Dalek sets are going to be $21.99 each, so same as last year, and the Davros set was going to be $24.99, and I can thoroughly believe that this is going to be $24.99. I can absolutely believe this is going to be $24.99, because here's a much more expensive figure. Remember, the original release of this Davros with the destroyed Imperial Dalek, I think was £35 at Forbidden Planet, if I remember rightly. He might have... I think it was... it could have been even more, actually. I don't know if it was 35 online and 40 in the store itself, because sometimes the prices do vary slightly. But he was an expensive figure. So I can very well believe in 2024, with all the inflation and prices going up and everything else, I can absolutely believe that he would be that price. Not that I'm saying that's a bad price. Like, if you see how much he goes for on eBay. Like, I've seen ones on eBay that are loose and are scuffed to hell, yet they still go, for nearly £100. And for one inbox, they go easily go over £100. Brand new in box, 150. I mean, I got mine for £50-60 back in like 2019. And that I was very lucky when I got mine. I've never opened it, but that's when I got mine. And yeah, I mean, I plan to pick up at least 3 of these. One to open, one to keep in box, and a spare one. And that, don't know, I mean, you were talking about, and I don't know whether I'll do this myself, but you could turn it into the terra firma variant.
No, you would need to apply new molding, sculpting stuff onto it to make it accurate.
Even then, though, you could just get away with just painting it silver.
True.
Like, because, obviously, in that, it's a CGI mock-up. Now...
Maybe that's why the head is grey, because Davros was dying in that episode.
Here's something I've noticed, and the thing is, again, it's impossible to tell because of the picture. I don't know if they've painted the wires.
Yeah, I can't even tell as well.
Now, the ones around his head have been painted, because you can see bits of red and that here, so they've been painted. But the wires, like, on his, like, torso, Terry Malloy's torso, it all just looks black. And the thing is, the paint apps on the original release weren't great either. But the thing is, it's going to look really weird with all of that just being solid black. Like, even if you were to all to just paint it, you know, a couple of colours rather than all the different multicolours. But yeah, I'm hoping it isn't all black. Because otherwise this is going to be a vastly, I mean, inferior release. Otherwise.
No. There's probably a reason why they would have left it black.
Which is?
The factory.
Oh yeah, it's the factory's fault. No, well the thing is, I can see it as a cost-cutting measure, but the thing is, if you're charging £25, you know, for this one figure, is one figure and that of Davros, you know, like B&M prices and that are getting up there and that, like, I expect it, you know, to not have as many cost-cutting measures, and that, especially just for the one figure. Like,
hold on a minute. So this is a company supposed to be wave 1 for this year, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Then how come the leak
says I was getting onto that.
Yeah.
So this was Davros was originally meant to be part of Wave 2. Now the thing is, he could still be part of that because generally when, for example, people receive the sample copies, they generally receive all of them at the same time. They don't, like, a lot of the time they don't, you know, wait in real time like we have to between waves. They generally get them all at once because they're very closely released to each other. So we could still be part of Wave 2, or maybe they've decided to switch it up and Davros is going to be part of Wave 1. And, you know, they're going to switch it up, like, with the Frings and Foe companion set. Maybe that's switched up.
Yeah, we still have no info on that one.
It also says Friends and Foes, which is just like, no, it's going to be one or the other. Because if it's going to be a 3-pack, you're either going to have 2 companions and 1 monster, or 2 monsters and 1 companion. You can't have both. I think it's going to be the former, unfortunately. I think it's going to be 2 companions and 1 foe. And we don't really know anything about it at all.
The only thing I've heard about is that it's just going to be based on the new series. That's it. No specified doctor or anything.
Yeah, but does that mean new series or new series? Who knows? We do know. I can tell you something though. It will not be the brand new figures because I think we can rule Shooty Gatwa out of that because he is getting his own, like, mini wave towards, like, in November time, where it's going to be 15th Dr. Sonic Screwdriver, a 15th Doctor figure, probably or certainly the Ruby figure, maybe some other things, like, as a mini wave. Like B&M, it's generally more minor things, like a new head sculpt or something like that, but who knows what it'll be. But God, the 3-packs have just been, like, the problem is, the 3-packs have just been disappointing for years now.
People wondered why they doubled down on Dalek sets.
Why? Because basically 3-packs weren't selling. Daleks were selling extremely well.
Exactly my point.
We don't know the numbers for this, though, for Davros. The Dalek sets, I imagine they'll be the same as last year, where it's basically, double the amount. Whether they'll do that, I don't know if that'll be the case for Davros. Because Davros is basically taking the spot of where a TARDIS set would be, and this is obviously going to be the first year where there's no B&M TARDIS at all.
And the last time that happened was back in
2017.
how long ago?
2017. Yeah. Basically, we haven't since they started doing B&M TARDISes, we haven't had a year without at least one TARDIS set. So this is the first year without. So yeah. But anyway, that's Davros. Talking about the Dalek set, the packaging looks slightly bigger, and it definitely is slightly bigger. Why? I haven't the foggiest. I really don't know why Alderweir's decided to make the packaging slightly bigger. There's no reason to.
I don't know why my eyes kind of tricks me when looking at the skirt of the Supreme Dalek. Like, there's a part of me saying could it be a new sculpt, but there's another part of me saying that it doesn't look like.
No, it's not. It's the Imperial base.
Yeah, like I said.
Yeah,
and like my eyes are trying to
it also is the return of Alderweir adding a load of scuffing to the base, which, yeah, it doesn't look like that in real life. Because the thing is, he gives it a silver sheen, and it shouldn't, because it's not metal, the base. Like, the top part of it is fiberglass, the bottom part is rubber. And also, we don't know this because it's hard to tell in the box, but it does look like they've given the Daleks a matte finish, which they shouldn't do. They should have a glossy finish. In terms of the shades of grey, shades of grey. Basically, this Dalek is closer to a Genesis colour scheme than it is Resurrection.
I don't know what it is with 80s Daleks. Alderweir can never seem to get the colours right, especially for the Resurrection Daleks.
Like, the ones he's done in the past are being wrong. Actually, the Skaro Dalek in the Revelation set, that one was close to actually the publicity shots of Resurrection, some of the publicity images of the more bluey grey. But yeah, he's based on Dalek 1-7 here, and you can see that it does look like the Supreme Dalek, and also the other, I don't know about the regular one, it does look like he's given it the silver tip at the end of the plunger there, the extending bit, although it's really hard to tell in the picture. But he has, thankfully for both of them, given them the raised neck sections and that here. You can also see here that he's painted just the bottom section of the mesh here to make it look like that is the only mesh in the Dalek. So we'll see what it looks like. Obviously, I'm curious on, has he given them the ovals or not? Because they should have them. Has he given them the oval or not?
That's a very good question.
He has given them the correct pinch guns, but yeah. Also, again, he's going for this blue colour. This almost identical looking blue colour. Like, I remember when Alderweir, first brought out this type of packaging, he said, "Oh yeah, it's going to be different colours for each Doctor." And with only a couple of exceptions, like he's mostly stuck to them being this type of blue.
Well, the David Tennant one
was a lighter blue. I mean,
yeah, it was a slightly lighter blue.
Yeah, but a lot of them are, I mean, it is meant to be the fifth Doctor one, so it's meant to be that type of blue, but still.
Yeah.
Meh.
I would laugh at the end of releasing a set that is the same colours as another set, but it's for a different Doctor.
But yeah, these boxes, they definitely are larger. or at least wider. It looks to be. I mean, it could be the angle, but I doubt it. And if it is, why? Because the thing is, the point with the B&M ones initially was to make the packaging smaller, cheaper to produce, cheaper to deliver and that, so I don't know why we're going back to making them larger again.
I'm just looking at one of my packagings, it does appear to be larger than that one.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But, like, the B&M packagings, you know, are generally designed to be as cheap as possible.
The Resurrection Supreme is wrong because it doesn't have silver neck mesh. So, are we going to debate about the Supreme Dalek silver neck or not?
I'm sorry, can you just say that again?
I'm reading one of the comments and it says the Resurrection Supreme is wrong because it doesn't have silver neck mesh.
No, it's black. Hang on, let me get a picture up.
Yeah, that's the thing when it comes to the Supreme Dalek is that many people could have a debate about what is the color of the neck mesh.
So let me just actually me try and find a picture. Ah, there's a good picture. There's a good picture. So I'm just going to share my screen again.
Right.
Oh god, I have to turn one off to turn the other on. Anyway, there we go. So here we are on Dalek 6388. Where is it? There it is. So I can see why people think it's silver because of the sheen on it there, but it isn't.
Could have just right-clicked the image and opened it in the new tab.
Yeah, but it just opens up on another page like this, and it's tiny. It's absolutely tiny. There's another image there. That's small. But I can see why people would think it. But basically, that is essentially the light reflecting off it because it is glossy.
Well, according to Reese, the neck mesh is gunmetal.
Yeah, basically, it's a gunmetal grey type affair where basically what it is it's a different shade. I don't know if it's gunmetal black or gunmetal grey. It's one of the two.
We could have looked at one of the other props from the story because it was repeated from one of them.
Yeah, but they would have redone the next section as well.
Yeah, probably.
Like, if we just look at the other Daleks and that in the story, if I just get rid of Supreme, let's get rid of Supreme in there, and like, there's a nice little group shot in there. You can see they're all black during that bit there. But yeah, either like, I think doing it black is generally best.
One of those ones is one particular that had kind of like the whitish, silvery.
Yeah,
color.
I think it's this that they're getting at, and it's not quite silver. It's not quite silver, so what we'll do is open this in a new tab. And here's the two Daleks again.
Oh no, I remember taking a screenshot that I could just post onto the group chat.
Well, this is one of the publicity photos here. And as you can see, this will probably be around about the same colour as the Supreme, but it's not quite silver. It isn't quite silver. It's basically more of a gunmetal type grey colour. I mean, I'd be more bothered whether it's glossy or not, and also whether it has the circle like the original release. I'll be honest, like, you know, there wasn't that much wrong with the original release.
No. I'm just happy that most people who didn't get the set are finally getting another chance to get a Resurrection Supreme without having to go to eBay and spend over £50 for it.
I don't actually care about that. I just want to get it again.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm brutally honest, I could not give less of a shit about that. I just want to know if I can get it again, because I do have it.
Also, should we talk about the rumors of that apparently being a Chase variant, which are most likely not true?
Okay. No, I think people are getting confused. When Alduar was talking about Chase variants, he was not talking about B&M sex. He was talking about the upcoming new series wave, 15th Doctor stuff. That's what he was on about.
Exactly.
Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know. But that's what he was talking about, not B&M sets.
And some people somehow got confused because they were like, oh, maybe the Grey Dalek will be based on a different prop.
No. Like, basically, there'll be no... Generally, with B&M sex especially, the budget is very, very tight. There's generally not enough room to do multiple variants a lot of the time in there. Unless it's something that's, pre-conceptualized beforehand and is ready to go.
Less said about the Five Doctors.
Now, the Five Doctor set, to this day, I'm still convinced with that one. That was a very last minute decision.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Now, there was stuff like, for example, the Weeping Angel, I think, with the 13th Doctor set. I think there was 2 variants of that. One was Screaming, one was Solemn. I don't know, because I don't own that set, and I never really gave it much attention. But with that, it was existing sculpts and everything anyway, so... And that would have probably also been planned ahead, but, yeah. Anyway, so... Let's, before I get into the comments and that, we'll talk about, Season 25. And, its CGI Daleks. So... Basically,
millisecond CGI Daleks, that is. Because when I kept on reviewing the footage, I noticed that just as the explosion went off, they sort of fade back into the actual props.
Yeah, because of the actual explosions. But for the life of me, I don't know why. So we know for a fact, for Season 25, when that gets a Blu-ray release, all 4 stories are getting special CGI editions. And for stories like, I can see why they would do it for something like Remembrance. I can see why they do it for something like Silver Nemesis, even though I don't like those versions. I never watched them. I can see why you'd do it for those ones. Happiness Patrol, though, that is one of the stories where it's just like, why does that need a CGI edition?
I don't know. Remembrance has been a story that I think actually works better without the CGI replacements. Yeah, sure, there are a few moments.
I don't think there was really any moments there.
But I personally think Remembrance is one of those stories that didn't need a touch-up.
Well, I don't think any of them need a touch-up, but particularly Remembrance. But the thing is, I really don't understand why on earth would you put CGI over an actual prop? That's something they do in the new series in RTD2's run, where they make actual props and costumes and that, and they look great, and then they CGI over them. And the thing is, these CGI Daleks look terrible. I'll get them up. I'll get them up to actually show what I'm talking about. Let me just find the image.
It's practically... I've already stated in the group chat, my personal belief is they did it just because in the original footage the Daleks just look a little bit lifeless.
Yeah, but they look even more... They look even more lifeless with this version.
Exactly.
So here they are. So you've still got one original prop here, and then you've got 3 CGI ones, and my god, they look so terrible. And shall I tell you the problem is as well? Like, look at the actual prop. Look at the shadowing.
I think the neck is also CGI for the.
It's not.
The effects prop. Oh,
Well,
no,
because... this one is real. This one is fully real.
Hold on. I remember seeing a post where somebody compared the two shots, and I saw the original neck looking.
But I can tell you it's not, because it doesn't match up with these CGI ones anyway. But basically, why have you changed it? Like, you've got this original property, and they just look so different, but you can see all the shadowing, all of the light hitting the neck section. On these, there isn't. They're just composited onto there. There's no... They're not reflecting, you know, they're not interacting with the environment. It's obviously, you know, they're just composited over the top as well. And what is it with these bases and that as well? They look really weird. It looks like they're being set in the sun, but it just looks so off. And the MIG sections here look a bit too squished as well. Like, what they seem...
I've just sent a comparison shot to show you what I was on about.
Sent a comparison shot.
Yeah.
Right, so let's have a look at your comparison shot. So yeah, here in the comparison shot, you can see here we've got the CGIs and then the 3 originals. And the thing is, the 3 originals, even though they're not moving, they look more active. Like, one's got its arms out there, one's got its arms out there. These have all just generally got it forward. It looks less interactive. It just looks worse in every way, shape, or form.
Yeah, and like I pointed out, look at the neck.
Yeah. I'm just looking at the neck. It could be a replacement. It could be a replacement, possibly. I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't look like... I don't know if they've CGI'd that neck or whether they've actually taken... Because it doesn't match up with the other CGI necks, which are all exactly the same, by the way. It looks like what they've done is they've cut and pasted another Dalek's real neck section and put it over the top.
And apparently their eyes are small.
Yeah, I really don't know what's up with that.
Yeah, I don't get it.
But it's something, at least, it's something I can easily ignore, but then there was the thing... Then there was the thing of, special edition and extended cuts of all stories. Now, with Silver Nemesis, they specifically mentioned it was the extended VHS cut, which, if you don't know, when Silver Nemesis was originally released on VHS, it was an extended cut where it was basically the length of a 4-parter, where they basically put all of the deleted scenes in there and basically re-edited it back together to basically be an extended version. And that is going to be released on Blu-ray. Obviously, not in VHS quality in, you know, its full quality. Not HD, it's all upscaled, unfortunately. Because there's no film footage there, unfortunately. From season 23 onwards, it was all done on videotape. Anyway. So they do specifically mention that none of the other stories have official extended cuts, though they do all have deleted scenes. Obviously, and it's something I've wanted for a long time, particularly Remembrance of the Daleks episode 2 has a famous deleted scene in there, in the cafe. Now, I'm hoping that basically we have the extended versions are just extended versions of the originals and aren't with the CGI in there, which generally is the case. Like, for example, the 5 Doctors, when they did a 40th anniversary CGI version, rather than adding in all of the deleted scenes, which is what the 1995 version did, what they did is they basically matched the TV cut, which is generally what they do with the CGI versions anyway. They'll just match the TV cut of things. So I'm hoping that the extended cuts will not be CGI, and plus, considering each story has 2 discs, yeah, there's definitely enough space in there to have 3 versions of each story.
Not to mention how some of Remembrance's deleted scenes literally involves a completely different ending.
That's not deleted scenes, really. That's studio footage.
True.
And also, by the way, if you're wondering, oh, will they do the long lost, you know, ending of Remembrance, how it was originally meant to end with the fight in there? No. And the reason is, they can't do that. Because it was unfinished. They can't finish something like unless they've went back and redone new footage, which I doubt. They can't finish that ending. They might do a new documentary about it. They might do.
Sorry, continue.
They might do a documentary about it. They might do something where they use storyboards, or do something like what Dalek 688 does, where, you know, he tries to use what does exist to try and, you know, make that ending type work. I mean, it's nothing different in terms of the ending of the story. It's basically just like how the battle outcome would originally occur. So, yeah, we'll see.
Don't see them doing
I don't see them doing
special edition. Though, to be honest, if they were going to try to recreate it for a documentary, I think they should just use models. Or hell, maybe...
Well, no, they do bring Dalek props out for that, generally fan builds, but I don't think they'll go back and redo that, because for one, that'll be very, very expensive, and the budget on these is very, very tight. I mean, a lot of people who work on these Blu-ray sets basically get next to nothing, or nothing. Like, a lot of them are just working on it, you know, because they want to. So, I doubt that'll be the case for it. But again, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, we also have, and hey, I was right in that basically we have the 7th Doctor version of the Escape Room. So it seems like with each new box set now, that there'll be a new Escape Room. So it's kind of like, you know, a new addition to like with the Behind the Sofa segments, where, if you don't know, on the Celestial Toymaker Blu-ray and the DVD as well, as a special feature, there was this special feature which was meant for a future collection set, a future First Doctor collection set. We don't know which one. It could be any of them. Well, it's obviously going to be seasons 1 or 3. No, not necessarily. I'd say it's more likely to be season 1. They're going to hold off on season 3 for the longest time. Because most of that is just going to be recons otherwise.
Most of the actors there were in season 3, so why...
No, they weren't. Well, 2 of them were. Only barely. But no, it doesn't have to correlate with that. And my family have set off the smoke alarm. I mean, for example, when it comes to Peter Davison, you've got Janet Fielding and Sarah Sutton, and that one's going to be the best one. That one is going to be the best one by far.
Everyone is going to love
one.
that
But basically, you know, that's going to have to be a season 21 box set. And Sarah Sutton obviously left in season 20, so yeah. So I think it's less to correlate with that. It's just whatever they decide to do. I'm hoping also they'll be released in order, because at the end they show a scoreboard at the end. And the thing is, if they show a scoreboard at the end, like with the time at the end, if they go in order and the 7th Doctor one was last, and they show the other scores, then you're going to be spoiled on the results on all of the other ones coming out. Oh dear, I have frozen.
Oh dear, a friend of mine had just sent me an image I did not want to see.
Hang on, let me try disconnecting the camera and reconnecting it. Right, I'll turn that off for now. I shall turn that off for now. I don't... Oh, there we go, it's recognised it in piece. Why isn't it working? Why did it freeze? Oh, it's gone off again. Oh, no. Yeah, unfortunately, it is frozen. Alright, so we'll have to do without a webcam. What's the image? We'll just do a display capture on that for now, just so there's something on the screen. Yeah, it keeps going on and then going off again.
Yeah, just give it out the CGI Imperial Daleks.
Well, no. No, just let me fix this. Because I can't stand it not being fixed. So it's showing up there.
This rate will lose our viewers.
What do you mean our? It's mine. Yeah, this is just frozen. OBS is just... It's crashed. That's why OBS is crashing. I don't know if is it still live streaming?
Yeah, it's still streaming, but your image is completely frozen.
Yeah, well, OBS has just crashed for me. It's not doing anything. So, the fact that it's still somehow running, that is a miracle. For me, it's not doing anything. So, while it is, and it's still up, I'm going to answer some questions.
Let's just keep it to screen sharing.
Well, at the moment, it's nothing. At the moment, I can't do anything because OBS is frozen. Oh, whole thing's not responding.
Anyway, let's answer some questions.
No, hang on. Because OBS is frozen. Yeah. So, thoughts on... I've already talked about Davros and that. Turn up your mic. It's already at maximum. It's already at maximum. Yeah. Like, I don't know why, but the gain is at maximum on this. Oh, it's also going to fuck up the recording as well. Because, what I tried to do is record the live streams as they're happening, so then I've got a better quality copy. That's going to fuck it up. Great. Ordered my gold Sonic on the 8th. Still haven't got it yet. Yeah, some people don't. July was the first online exclusive. So yeah, it's literally just about within a year. So July, okay. Shiny White says, the Suicide Dalek Slack... Am I still going, by the way?
Yeah,
so yeah, it's literally just about within a year. Yeah, I'm just... Okay. So, I'm sorry you're stuck with that. Let's see if I disconnect the camera and it does anything. Nah, it's still frozen. OBS is still frozen. Unfortunately, I can't get rid of that image. The Suicide Dalek slacks are a bit weird because they could have modified the old slacks to make them less accurate. Blah 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 blah. Why did they get an entirely new slacks for B&M in 2022? Well, Alderar's claim was that the original old slack sculpt was damaged, so he had to make new slacks. I don't know how true that is, and part of me thinks it's bullshit and Alderar just wanted to make new slacks. It could go either way. I do know, and this is true though, that the moulding had a bit of refurbishment to it. The steel moulds, because the classic series Dalek moulds were starting to show dints in them, quite a few dints on the actual figures, and they did have a bit of touching up done to them. So I don't know if that was the case, but yeah, I'm kind of Shiny Wedge is pissed off they haven't re-released Resurrection Davros or Revelation. I'm still surprised we haven't had David Goodison either, considering Destiny is supposedly Alderar's favourite Dalek story.
Apparently.
And the thing is, why was that not released in the Ruins of Skaro set? Like, why? Honestly, that set would have went up so much more in my books if basically it had David Goodison's Davros in there, because we just get a generic Mavellan, which isn't based on any particular one. So
Yeah, there's a part of me that actually
yeah,
believes that
and
our
it's 40 fucking
listens
quid.
to what Russell says.
Now someone says Davros is $17.99. There's a new price for you. It's seven. I can't see him being $17.99. If he is less than a Dalek 2-pack, great. But I seriously don't see it. And also, where are people picking this information out from?
Yeah, seriously, back up your sources if they are true or not.
And also, if your source is Alduar says, don't believe it, because Alduar said last year, oh look, oh, hey, OBS is working again. Hooray, it's
Talking again, but the live stream uploaded.
Right, so let me see. I'm going to reconnect the camera and see if it does anything. But we'll leave that there for a second. Okay, if it does something great. If it doesn't, then I'm not going to touch it anymore because I don't want to risk losing this recording. But yeah. Entertainment creator figure ? Says, hello, what's your favourite classic Doctor Who figure? I've mentioned this before, but it depends. Cause, it really depends. I've got a few in mind. I don't know. If we're talking about if we were to ignore Daleks and just talk about purely figures, I would have to say it would have to be that Wave 1 4th Doctor Season 12 figure from all the way back in 2008. That would be my favourite. Okay, we can get Davros up at least. There we go.
For me, well, it depends on the day of the week. Because at the current moment, my favourite is the 13 Doctors, 6th Doctor from Big Finish. Not specifying the story because he wore the blue coat throughout a lot of Big Finish's audio stories. It's not just real time.
Right.
Yeah. Other days, it's the Season 18 Tom.
I do really like the Season 18 Tom. I'm surprised he hasn't had a re-release because, like, you could have done him with a TARDIS set. Very, very easily.
Could have done a Megaloth set with him.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that would require a lot of new stuff with it, but yeah.
I mean, it could be based on inside of the TARDIS.
Yeah. I don't know why this isn't working.
Ugh. But if we had to pick Daleks,
Well, for me, it's possibly the Genesis figure. And when I say Genesis figure, I mean the 2020... Was it 2022? Or was it 2023? No, it was 2022. It was 2022.
I was about to say 23 was the controversy of lack of resurrection set.
Yeah, that was last year.
Yeah, for me, it would have to be the original Planet Supreme Dalek.
Right.
Yeah.
The original release is better.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it's my favourite. The original is superior to the new version.
Oh great, OBS is crashing again. It doesn't like me today.
OBS just hates you today.
It hates me on every single stream. Every single stream, it never wants to work. Let's see. Ooh, it's gone back to black.
Oh dear, friend mine's having a meltdown again.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that for now. Yeah, people are talking about the silver neck. It's not silver. It's more of a gunmetal grey. It's more of a
Exactly.
it's more of a gunmetal grey. Basically, rather than silver. And if it was black, chance it's close enough to that. I'd say, I don't know, it's kind of in the middle, because if it was silver, it would look wrong. It would look wrong. So, yeah, I think if he did it maybe in the sort of metallic grey, maybe that, the gunmetal grey that, this wouldn't be accurate, by the way, but if he did it in, like, you know, the gunmetal grey that he did the Day of the Daleks, standard Dalek in, maybe. Maybe then. Bloody hell. But, yeah. Well, be honest, like, don't give Alduat ideas, because if you tell him it's silver...
When it's so clearly not.
Like, he will make it the bloody brightest bloody silver you've ever seen in your fucking life. And it will just be wrong. Hey, I got the camera working again. Is that focus? Hang on. Me. Actually... Oh god, I should have done this beforehand. It's set into bloody thingy mode. It's set into manual focus mode. Great. Oh no. So it means everything is really, really soft.
Oh dear.
Fucking hell. I finally get it working again and... showcase mode off. Let's see, does that sorted it? Nah. Great. It's done it again. There we go, right. Okay, we'll try this one more time. Try this one more time. Oh god. Right. We're back. It's working. It's working. Great. And while it is working, my god. Oh, bloody hell. Why is it so large?
Anyway.
Anyway, that was a massive divergent to try and get this fucking thing working. But don't worry, we got the camera working. Finally. It went off for no fucking reason because OBS had a bloody cry about it. And I updated OBS just before doing this video. This live stream, so yay.
Anyway, apparently you need to apologise to Captain Jimmy Parr.
For what?
I don't know, he just 6 needs to apologise to Captain Jimmy Parr.
For what? The thing is, I never mention him on my channel anymore. I never mention him though. Literally. Anymore. I've mentioned him back in that 2019 video And the thing is, just like, everyone else brings it up like we're bloody sworn in. I have never mentioned it really since. I haven't, like, it's always people bringing it up. So, yeah. And of course it's Gordon Bennett who brings it up. Six Sec needs to get naked, according to Gordon Bennett. Or Auden Bennett, as it says here, because it cuts off the first bit.
Nobody wants that.
Tom, there'll be someone who wants that, but I'm not giving it away for free. What's my favourite number? The number 6. It's in my name. Joseph Adam, I reckon season 7 and season 21 will be the season 7 is perfect for 55th. What? What the fuck are you talking about? I reckon season 7 and 21 will be the season 7 is perfect for 55th anniversary. Do you mean, are you assuming that's what comes next? Because, no, it's just random. A lot of the time it is just random, most of the time. The only reason they did that with the 5 Doctors is basically because there was so many delays with that set. Now, also, for the longest time, they're supposed to be working on season 11. So, yeah. For what's next, no idea. Like, the people who are working on this don't even have a clue most of the time. Generally, it's going to look to the BBC to decide what one they're doing next, because most of the box sets they're working on simultaneously. So, yeah.
You know, it just occurred to me, who would they bring in for the season 11 escape room?
Tom, apparently you are a new friend. Even though you've been on a stream before. In fact, you've been on a couple. A couple. Go watch my 60th anniversary live streams. Tom was on there.
Yeah, and it's not like he made a cameo in one of my videos.
Years ago.
Yeah.
I hope the neck booster has been modified to have mesh. It hasn't. It hasn't. I can tell from the picture that it hasn't had any mesh added to it, unfortunately. Even though it should, but it doesn't. So, yeah. Gordon Bennett says, "Oh, Tom, this is going to be an interesting one." Gordon Bennett says, "What do you think of the Labour Party being in charge?" Tom, what do you think about that? I'm going to let you answer that one.
Don't really have an opinion on it, to be honest. The only thing I can say is, thank God Conservatives are gone.
The thing is, they'll be just as shit. They'll be just as shit. Like, anytime they'll get into power and that, they just, you know, they will fuck it up as well. They're going to fuck it up as well.
No.
Like, to be honest, I wanted Nigel Farage. I'm going to say I wanted Nigel Farage. That's what I wanted.
No. According to the charts, the waiting list for the NHS will drop down. Because that's
Bullshit. 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 The NHS, like, the problem is, like, the pot for the NHS's funds is fucking empty. Like, seriously, waiting times and that in the NHS are bloody ridiculous. I should know, I've had to go through it several times over the past couple of years. Yeah. So did my granny, so yeah, no. Anyway, we'll get off that. Something happier. You have a nice yellow shirt today. Yeah. This is an old shirt. Quite old, actually. I've had it a couple of years at least. They're all from Primark, apart from one or two of them. Those CGI Daleks look worse than PS2 graphics.
Nah, that's...
He said look worse.
Criticism.
Looks worse than...
No,
Yeah.
that's harsh criticism to PS2 graphics.
The thing is, if you did put them in a PS2, they probably wouldn't look too bad because they'd be lower resolution.
No, I say they belong in a PS1 SMV cutscene.
You mean FMV? FMV.
Yeah, I was like, oh, what's that FMV? I tend to get the letters mixed up.
Full motion video. That's what it stands for.
Yeah. Yeah, so I try to keep that in mind over time.
Here we go. Filmed in... Can't even begin to read that. Apparently there's a Blake 7 Blu-ray coming out, so Doctor Who collection team are turning their attentions away from Doctor Who. No. They're not... I doubt if that is the case, but I doubt they're turning their attention away. It's just more to do at once. Again, people think, oh, they'll do one box set, then do another, then do another. No. They work on them all at once. They work on bits of them all at once. For example, if there's like bits of new filming to do for new box sets, they'll do that all at once. For example, the new escape room special features. They were done all at once. I don't know if they were all done within a day, but they were probably not a day, probably within a few days or within a week. But yeah, they would have all been done at once. So yeah, it doesn't mean they're turning their attention away. It just means it's something else they've got their attention on. So yeah. Shiny Wag says, CO wasted money on making less accurate slacks for... No, not character options. Alduar wasted character options money on that. Because remember, Alduar is the one in charge of this, and Alduar makes it very clear that he is in charge of this and he makes the decisions, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah.
Yeah, just remember, this is the same guy who approved of the inaccurate mid-section colours for the Daleks.
This is the person who based his... I've got it over there, actually. His 5 Doctors Dalek off a unfinished fan build. He basically based the Death Zone Dalek off an unfinished fan build, which is why it's so inaccurate.
Not to mention that this is the same guy who allowed character options to get away with half doing the Daleks mid-section.
Hey B's comment is being redacted, so I can't read it, unfortunately.
Oh boy.
Mark Stevens says, when's those Doctor Who figures coming out? Well, they're meant... Originally, they were slated for late July / early August. And normally with those release dates, add a few weeks onto that. I'm going to say, I mean, it could be July, could be late July. I'm going to hazard a guess of like mid to late August. But we've had nothing official yet. But I'm going to say mid to late August. Like the fact that we're getting pictures and that of them now means that they are going to come out earlier than, previous releases. But yeah, for the next B&M wave, I'm going to say mid to late August. If it's earlier, great. But until we get any official confirmation, that's what I'm just guessing. No, I'm not a Tory. I don't like the Tories either. To be honest, I hate politicians in general. I think they're all shit.
Nobody wants to talk about politics on the stream. But you're all forcing us to do it.
Filmed in that place again. Have you cancelled your one for the season 1 steelbook? No, and the only reason is because it's a steelbook. That's it.
I literally asked him just after I finished watching.
And the fact it's already I've already paid for it as well. Can't use PayPal, so at the moment I just like, no, I'm going to keep it for now. I'm not going to open it. I'm just going to keep it sealed. And but yeah, there's also very little reason. There's like, I think there's 2 exclusive special features which are pretty short, apparently. But other than that, it's just like, Plus, also, rather than getting Lee Bindings to do his like proper artwork and that, it's just photoshopped to make it look like a Lee Bindings one.
Yeah, but it isn't as good as Lee Bindings works.
Mark Stevenson says, I want a good Doctor Who video game.
Hey, it's called the Adventure Games.
The Adventure Games, which aren't officially released anymore. There's no way to get them unless you get them from a naughty place like I did.
Unless you got them on the last day they were up on Steam like I did.
Even then, you'd have problems like, well, the thing is, why did you buy them on Steam as well? Because the thing is, I don't get why. Like, they originally were on the Doctor Who website for the longest time. Then they got taken off there. Then they later got put on Steam and then got taken off Steam. Why, BBC? Like, even if you're going to charge for them, why just take them off entirely? I don't get why.
From what I could remember, I believe the reason why they took them down is because they wanted to focus on making the trilogy for the Eternity Clock. Guess what? That never happened.
Well, no, that was after then. That was way after then that they got removed. So, yeah, I don't know. But there was the Adventure Games, and that there's the Lego level in Lego Dimensions.
But can anybody play that game anymore without having to spend over hundreds of thousands of pounds on the starter pack?
You can get them dead cheap.
Oh, really? Because I kept on coming across many.
Like, if you're just wanting just to play that, you can generally find them, if you know where to look, for fairly cheap. Though, you know, they could go up very much in price. They kind of yo-yo in price, those. I imagine they'll yo-yo a lot in price. Until someday someone does a cracked version where everything is available on there. Or if the team themselves... they'll...
According to Reese, Lee Binding did do the artwork.
Lee Binding did the art... Lee Binding, what the fuck did you do with that Season 1 box set? Were you asleep?
Were you drunk?
Like, seriously, it honestly looks like a knockoff of your work, Lee Bindings. What the fuck is that? It honestly looks like someone, the Season 1 box set, right? It looks like someone basically told AI to make a Lee Bindings artwork for the Season 1 cover on the Skeel book. That's what it looks like. But no, apparently Lee Bindings did actually do it. Bloody hell. What do you think of Dalek Bumps' videos? Shit. Because number one, what he does is he just takes information from Dalek 6388 and basically makes his own video with that information. The problem is, a lot of the time he gets it wrong. He gets it wrong so many times.
That's only when you're talking about the actual props, because there are other videos he's done where it goes on about Dalek lore.
Even then, though, a lot of the time he gets it wrong. Like, poor. Which is why I don't generally watch his videos. Like, the few I've come across are being shit.
Are you still gonna make a video response? I'm not entirely sure if you did, but are you gonna make a video response on his history of Dalek figures video?
No.
Because there's a part of me that really wants to see you do it.
Shinewick says, which Daleks are the worst out of the I go. Let me read that again. Which Daleks are worse out of the white mid-section 60s Daleks and B&M and Renegade? Which are worse? Okay, white mid-sections on the 60s Daleks and the B&M Renegade. That's a...
Not to mention the unpainted midsection Death Daleks.
Yeah, but I'd say the Renegade was worse because at least with the 60s ones, basically it was easier to find the grey. Like, the thing is, annoyingly, at the time, I was looking in Poundland at the time for the grey paint because I'd seen it in there beforehand, before I got that set, and then when I did finally get those sets, I couldn't find that grey spray paint anywhere, and it was only when I was looking for paint for the Renegade Dalek where I kept spotting the correct colour spray paint in Poundland for the mid section of the 60s Daleks. Unfortunately, I didn't bother getting any because I put all them in storage. So, yeah, but that one at least is a lot easier to fix. With the Renegade, you have to paint the whole fucking thing. And my god, working around hemispheres is a fucking nightmare. So, yeah. God, my throat is so dry. Like, hay fever has fucked me up. Even though I've taken antihistamines.
For me, I essentially boycotted the Chase Daleks because I already had them. Original ones.
Thing is, whenever I did that animation since and that, I actually used original Chase Dalek Daleks rather than the B&M ones.
Yeah. And I already had...
Even though they had inaccurate dome lights and inaccurate eye stalks, they still look better.
Yeah, and I already had a Master Class 3 Dalek, so I was fine for that. I mean, the only reason why I would have wanted another one was to have that be a Chase Supreme Dalek because the eye stalk is different. But then I was like, nah, can't you just swap the eyes? I wanted another one.
I noticed Facebook's doing that thing where it echoes a bit off because it's bloody shit. Anyway, if that's it, I think I'll probably wrap things up there because I don't really have much else to say and I don't want to drag the song too long. So, yeah, how long have I been going for? An hour and 19 minutes. Okay. So, yeah. Season 25, interestingly, is not out until October 21st, which, yeah, is 9 days before my birthday, so... Well, hey, quite a weird way this time around. So, yeah, but...
Wait, did you answer the question about the guy that should be on trial by now?
I've answered all the questions I want to answer.
I see.
I'm not answering the any more troll questions. So... Yeah, thank you for joining me, Tom. Do you want to plug anything before we go?
If you had an OnlyFans, I would have plugged that. But I guess all I could just say is subscribe to my channel whenever I feel like posting it.
And what is that channel?
Dalek Apocalypse.
Dalek Apocalypse. If you remind me, I will put that in the link in the description. If you don't remind me, sorry, I forgot.
No,
blame him.
I probably would have forgotten myself.
But yeah, just search for Dalek Apocalypse on YouTube, and he should. And he should. You know what? I'm gonna try that myself. See if you come up. Dalek Apocalypse.
Dalek Apocalypse.
Yep. there you are at the top there.
Yeah, sometimes my channel gets shoved down over videos of the apocalypse elements.
Bloody hell! Your last video was a year ago.
Yeah. Just haven't had the motivation to upload a new video. Plus, I'm kind of low on what to do for my videos.
Dalek skit news. That's the video I'm in.
Yes, and I gave you the wrong name.
Yes, you did.
I would never forgive myself for that.
I never forgave you anyway. I thought the name was bloody stupid.
Pretty sure the next time I do another Dalek skit video and invite you over, we could have a chat about the name.
Just I should have used Dalek Sec.
Shut up!
I should have used Dalek Sec. Then you would have went, thank you, Sec. That thing though, I literally just rambled off a load of stuff off the top of my head.
Involving Chris Chibnall and the Dalek Emperor.
Like literally, that video, that clip I sent you in that video, was just me just rambling stuff off the top of my head. I was basically I just did it. Just like I don't know what to do. Because you just said, "Oh, talk about the weather or something on news or whatever." So I was like,
Talk about the weather.
okay.
I was like, oh no, fucking talk about the weather.
Everybody talks about the weather.
In fact, one of my favourite moments from that video was literally opening camera fail. Because when I filmed it on the stand,
You need like the lighting on. You need a better lighting.
yeah, in fact, the video was filmed in 2 different locations.
Well, even more if you count mine.
Filmed in one location where it was darker, and the other video was filmed in a more lighter location. There's a part of me that does actually want to remake the video. I might do it at some point. I might go.
Well, rather than just remake it, just do another one.
Right, fair enough. Not you. Now that just gave me
Actually,
the idea of what the opening joke should be.
ladies and gentlemen. Okay, Humakin, just gentlemen here. I've seen my analytics.
Yeah, no lady wants to be seen anywhere near him.
If you have any scratched discs, whether that's CD, DVD, Blu-ray, whatever, and you want to remove those scratches, this is what I use, and this is really good stuff. I've mentioned it before. But this is found in like the car section, the car parks section in like Asda and other places like this. But basically you put a bit of that on, and what you can do is rub it round with your finger and that a few times, or you know, because that wears down your fingers after a while, or you can get what's in this bag. You can get this, which is a sponge. There's various different ones in here. You can buy them in packs. This is the one I use, which is a harder one. This is basically just a drill attachment, and basically this, you attach this to your drill and then go around the disc, and that's basically a DIY version of doing one of those disc resurfacers. So if you know those disc resurfacers that cost thousands, this is basically a cheapo DIY way of doing that, because this is essentially the same sort of solution that they use in that. So thought I'd mention that.
Are you going to mention the one time where you accidentally screwed up a DVD?
What one?
It was on a call the other day, and you screwed up a DVD. So
I didn't screw it up. It was fucked to begin with. It wasn't a DVD, it was a Blu-ray. It was this. This is my brother's copy of Halloween 2, the Rob Zombie one. And it doesn't work. And when I say it doesn't work, I mean when you put it into a Blu-ray player or anything, it thinks it's a blank disc because it can't read anything on the disc. And I have gone round it and I've gotten rid of all the scratches on the disc as much as I can, but it still doesn't recognise it as a disc. And the thing is, my brother has had this since 2018 or 2019 and has never bothered watching it. He could have taken it back, but he hasn't, and it's too late now, so yeah, he's an idiot. He also has Halloween's 1 through 5 4K Blu-rays and has never watched them. Never taken the discs out or anything. I thankfully have. I took them out, I ripped them all and watched them as well, so yeah. I won't be surprised if one day he decided to sell them to me, and if he does, great, save me some money. But anyway, that's that little thing over with, so yeah. That's it. That's the end. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this stream. Again, don't know when I'm going to do another one, but see you whenever. Taxi, bye.